Bueno, aquí seguimos con The Council. Vamos a ver cómo nos va acá. Espera un segundo. Abrimos la persiana un poquitico para poder poner de pronto la camarilla. Ay. ¿Será que sí se puede? ¿Sí queda bien esto acá? Sí. Listo, sí, ya. Bueno, ¿será que apagamos la luz? Vamos a poner la camarilla, que hace tiempos no la ponemos. Hola, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué han hecho y qué no han hecho? Aquí estamos muy felizmente. ¿Será que se ven las frases? Espera un segundo, arreglo bien esto. Un segundo, arreglo esto aquí. Ya. Ay, acá hay. Bueno, el teclado está como polvoriento acá. Vamos a poner esto así. Listo. Vamos a quitar una parte de esto. Vamos a quitar esto de acá. Y vamos a dejar esto a... Esperen un segundo, dejamos esto así. Esto acá. Eso, muy bien. Esperen un segundo, lo bajamos más para acá. Espérese. Ponemos esto acá, eso ahí y esto acá. Espérese un segundo, arreglamos esto fuera. Eso así. No, espere. Eso así y esto acá. Eso ya. Ahora ya. Editing. Listo. ¿Cómo quedará eso así? Listo. Jugar. Listo, así continuamos con... Creo que vamos a ver bien qué vamos a hacer acá. Estamos con este señor. ¿Y qué nos va a decir?
Louis, I wanted to thank you personally. I admire what you did to save Monsieur Peru's life. You have given us all a wonderful lesson in courage.
Don't mention it, my lord. You would have done the same. I was just quicker.
Humility is a fine quality, sir.
Where is he now?
In his room. I've sedated him. I don't want him trying to take his life again. Or, worse yet, attacking one of the guests. When in despair, Monsieur Peru is clearly a dangerous man.
O peor todavía, que ataque a uno de los invitados cuando está desesperado. Monsieur Peru se vuelve muy peligroso. ¿Por qué le aterroriza a Mortimer? ¿Por qué lo invitó? ¿Espera algo así? ¿Por qué lo invitó? ¿Por qué le aterrorizaba?
Tell me, my lord, can you think of any reason why he would be so terrified of you?
Terrified? Come now, that's a bit harsh. I think he was simply unable to put things into perspective. I see no reason to fear me. Ask President Washington. I don't believe I'm such a difficult friend.
Having spoken to him, I can assure you that he feared you even more than death itself. Had he disappointed you in any way recently?
Of course, he was on the edge. He was desperate, and it grew noticeable in his work. Our collaboration was probably coming to an end, but I certainly didn't feel the need to threaten him, ever.
But without you, no more support, no more money. It was an end to his social status. If you lost, he lost everything, didn't he?
No, not his life.
Thanks to me, I guess. On that note, my lord, I'll be leaving you. Have we covered everything?
Absolutely. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
Merece la pena.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
Bueno, ¿qué más vamos a decirle a este señor?
I'll see you later, Louis.
Lo veré luego, Luis. ¿Pero qué más me va a decir, señor? ¿Usted no me va a decir más nada? ¿Qué más habrá por acá? Volví a tu habitación, pero antes de eso, ¿qué? Ah, tengo una idea. Antes de eso, tengo que bajar para un lugar donde tengo que ver unos ámbars que tengo que recoger. Ah, no se puede bajar. Y hay que ir nada por ahí, a ver. Habitación de Von Warner. Ah, la habitación de Von Warner. Claro. Hay que entrar a ver qué hay. Ojalá puedan entrar a la habitación de Von Warner. Espérense un segundo. Von Warner. Tengo que volverme.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Eso. ¡Ay! ¿Qué pasó? ¡Ay!
What do
me
you
pilló.
want from me, Richet? Get on with it. I'm busy.
Hablarle del comportamiento de Jacques de Perú.
What a tragedy about Mr. Barreux.
Are you joking? That bonehead had it coming to him.
¿A qué se
How can
refiere?
you say that?
Ever since I found out that footprints incriminating him were found next to Elizabeth's body, you can be sure that given the opportunity, I would have put a bullet in his mouth myself.
¿Alguna novedad sobre... hablando sobre la
I
conferencia?
wanted to speak to you about the conference.
Listen, you chose your side. You had every possible reason to make the right choice, but you preferred to commit yourself to Mortimer. Good luck, because it's a lost battle. The subject is closed. Anything else?
As I was passing by your room, I wondered if you'd made any progress with your search for the Al-Azif.
Do you remember our little discussion last time, Derichet?
Indeed, I do.
So, please go straight to hell.
Gouache!
My time.
Gouache. Salir.
Excuse me, this is the wrong room.
¿Qué tal eso? No, qué va. Qué tenaz esa cosa tan impresionante que es un tipo degenerado. Bueno, acá seguimos. Bueno, listo. Seguimos acá. Muy importante todo. Ah, nos toca ir a la habitación, de verdad. Habitación. Está de acá. Eso. Bueno, tenemos que ir a la habitación. Y un consejo. Así los critiquen en todo lo que hagan. No se dejen manipular. Bueno, vamos aquí. ¿Dónde está mi habitación? Esta es la de Piaggi, ¿cierto?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Listo, nos vamos a poner los audífonos. De esta forma para escuchar así. Toco así. Eso así.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming.
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I
I...
just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily,
Esta
and they
parte
both
es
went into the
difícil.
Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge your sister. I must act quickly. You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Habitación de... ¿cuál es la habitación de Emily? ¿Dónde es que está? Acá, sí, esa, listo. No, pero espérese un segundo. Ah, sí, ya.
I do believe that's Emily's voice.
Escuchar a través de la puerta. Encuentra la forma de entrar en la habitación de Emily Hillsborough. Apartarse. Toca ir por acá.
I have to get inside. Shit!
Se está molestando el video. El video está como atrasado, siempre atrasa. Intentar forzar la ventana.
No way. It's too sturdy.
Ah,
Damn
mira.
It's closed.
Ahí es donde está una
It's
llave.
still in the lock on the other side.
Sí.
That means I won't be able to pick it. Or I could do as I did the last time in the tower room.
Me voy contra la puerta del suelo. Examinar el
I
hueco.
wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall.
Volver. Examinar la cerradura. Hacer que haga las llaves.
Slowly, Louis. Nice and slow.
De antemano les digo que soy una persona que examina
Very
todo
complex lock.
y que aunque las
Sure,
personas no estén de
force it.
acuerdo con lo que yo
Just
quiero,
find something to smash it with.
pues tienen que aceptar. Uno no puede estar todo el tiempo preguntando y pidiendo permiso qué hace y qué no hace. ¿Cierto? Usar el imán. Eso. Usar la llave.
I must act fast.
Tampoco uno puede estar toda la vida pidiendo permiso qué hacer y no qué hacer. A ver. Aquí antes de llegar,
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join.
aquí hay algo, aprovechando que estamos aquí. No, toca entrar acá. No, aquí. Eso, ya.
terrifying one.
It's as if there are several people
Once
inside.
again, you're the one who's the victim in all this. What are you on about now? I should never
A
have told
letter
you what
from
happened.
William.
That's
It's the
how it
elder
works, and you know
addressed
it
to him.
full well.
2
I'm not
coils
that.
circle the
I know.
lock.
Se traba esto siempre.
We'll end up losing everything.
Siempre se está trabando esto. Se traba mucho.
A pound. A letter from William Pitt the Younger addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. What on earth is... You...
Empieza a trabar el video.
Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk after everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Emilia es la que está apuntando de frente. Emilia es la que está de frente y Emma es la que está al lado.
Bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch! How dare you! Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot. Sorry, Louis.
Hay un error, hay un error ahí. Uno nunca pone el dedo en el
That's
gatillo.
enough, Emma. Louis,
A
out
no
of
ser
the
que vaya a
way.
disparar de
She's
una.
dangerous.
Lo pone
Don't
al lado,
trust her.
pero no
What
lo
are you
pone
trying
en
to
el
do?
gatillo.
Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these
La del
things happen to
frente.
me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt. Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea. On the night of our arrival, you asked me what had become of me since we last met in London, many years ago. What did I answer?
You told me you had become a diplomat, Louis. You know that because I told you. Remember, you told me about the difficulty you had saving some British compatriots during the revolution. I was the one who told you that, liar. I was there.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor. On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a very odd way. What happened?
It won't work, Louis. It wasn't Mortimer who welcomed us. It was Sir Gregory. Sorry, Louis. I already told her.
Very well. Let's try something else. On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll. Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
Of course. How could I forget? In my room, in fact. In my room. You wanted to spy on Bonaparte's room from the balcony and thought it a great idea to go through mine. I am sorry for putting that knife to your throat, by the way. I hope I didn't leave any marks. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm. I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet. On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Preguntar a la gemela de atrás. ¿Dónde estábamos? Hacerle hablar sobre los objetos encontrados que creyó que encontraría detrás de la chimenea. ¿Cómo burlo? Ay, no. ¿Cuál? ¿Esta?
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What relics did we find?
Property deeds in Mortimer's name dating from very long ago.
Is that all?
You mean all those mythological charms? So there was the so-called Pandora's box that wasn't a box actually. The famous golden fleece that reeked of dead goat. A broken sword that could have belonged to anyone. Is that enough?
Yes, that's enough.
You look captivated. Of course, he bought it. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis, speak about our intimacy.
Very well, let's talk about us.
Hablemos a la de adelante entonces. Vulnerabilidad. ¿De qué hablábamos anoche? ¿Pasamos la noche juntos? ¿De qué hablamos anoche?
Last night, we spent the night together. But beforehand, you insisted on talking about my choices during the conference. Why?
I beg your pardon. Louis, I did not go to see you last night.
What? Huh?
Now your true identity is exposed. What did you do? I didn't tell you everything, little sister. I never told you about this episode, so you know nothing of what happened last night between Louis and me.
Es la de adelante.
You dirty slut.
Es la de adelante, Emily.
What did you do?
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Sí, es la de adelante. Emily está delante de ti.
It's you, Emily.
No, Louis. She is manipulating you.
No.
No, Emma. It's her. I know it. Despite all the trouble you've gone to put one over on me, I know it is her.
That's enough now, Emma. You little slut. Don't think you are going to get away with this so easily. You are going to stop your little game right now. Never. I am Duchess Hills. No.
Uy.
Emily?
I am the Duchess.
But
You don't. Dear God, what have I done?
Pues mató a su hermana,
See
Emily.
what you've done.
Mataron a Emma. Y estaba viva Sara. Por nada pasaron esas
What
cosas.
on earth is...
¿Sí?
Go away. You must go. Everyone is going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess, is everything all right?
Come on, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
but I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I am coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her. Please.
Sí.
No, I'll cover you.
Listo.
What? What are you doing there? Stop!
Uy.
Damn it. Now what's going on?
A alguien le pegaron. Reuniste con tu madre en la cripta. A alguien le pegaron ahí. ¿Me devuelvo? Ah, bueno, reúnete con tu madre en la cripta. ¿Y aquí qué pasó acá? Uy, mataron a ¿qué le pasó a Warner? ¿Qué le pasó a Warner? Mira, está en el piso.
honey. I couldn't have hoped for better.
Lo más rápido posible voy a ir a la cripta con la... Pero no, también tengo que hacer otra cosa antes. ¿Qué pasó con Warner? Algo pasó con Warner tan raro.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back, to
your rooms.
I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
My instructions are clear, sir. No one is to enter.
Vamos a ir a la cripta rápido, pero primero necesitamos... venga, quiero ver una cosa primero acá. No sé, no me acuerdo si es por acá. Esto es el salón grande, donde hay una bibliotequita. Tengo que entrar primero ahí para averiguar unas cosas de ámbar. Y sí, les doy un consejo, por favor. No pueden ser siempre lo que todo el mundo espera. No pueden siempre ceder a los caprichos de los demás. Defiendan sus gustos, sus modas y sus necesidades. Lee cartas escritas por los otros invitados o bien dirigidas a ellos para descubrir sus motivaciones y su personalidad. Y con este juego uno aprende a destacar muchas cosas. A ver, ¿dónde está esto? Mire, me falta coger esto acá.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Y el ámbar.
Amber. Amber crystals.
Eso era lo que necesitaba.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Sí, eso era lo que necesitaba, llegar acá para eso. Para conseguir esas cosas que hay acá. Bueno, entonces ahora nos vamos al otro lado. Que es donde está... mire, no. Acá también... acá hay cosas nuevas, claro, aquí. Aquí falta coger algo que nos faltaba coger. Eso.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of water.
Apartarse. Aquí está lo del jardín. Pero mira que hay más cosas por acá. ¿Ya abrí eso? Sí. Listo, al jardín. A donde la cripta, donde está Sara. Y creo que empieza la misión de unos clavos, de la cruz, el exégénesis y otras cosas. Eso. Encuentro a Sara por allá al fondo. También encuentro una cruz que tengo que conseguir primero. Les voy a mostrar dónde está la cruz. Y hay otra cruz también. Acá
Louis,
está Sara, miren.
at last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must
Talk
trust me,
to
my
me.
son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only...
Y no tengo agua del Carmen, que es lo malo.
I have
Para que me
always taught
cuente
you to
todas las
be
cosas que
kind,
tiene que contarme.
open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us,
I beg your pardon?
and that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
Espera un segundo, tengo que hacer una cosa acá. Listo. Un segundo acá, eso, ya. Ay, no, eso, a ver. Mortimer y Hone.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seemed to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
There are many
Mother,
of them.
have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You
Si ven, yo les dije,
everything laid
y no
out
me
in
hicieron
front of
caso.
you. Didn't you notice anything?
Sí, la verdad, no hagas caso a sus delirios. Sí, la verdad. Las escrituras, su árbol
I
genealógico,
came
su árbol
across this family
genealógico.
tree in his study
An only son.
since the Third Crusade.
The fall of St. John of Acre, Louis. The fall of St. John of Acre.
Las escrituras, su
I
estudio
went
secreto.
beyond the nightmare, Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did
Se
it.
parece mucho a Pandemonium,
Maps
¿cierto?
of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
El hecho de que nadie lo conoce, eso es todo, creo. La conferencia.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
El hecho de que nadie lo conoce.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere
No eran más-
dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Las escrituras de propiedad, las escrituras de
Well,
propiedad,
those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same
but the
hand
same.
and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
No,
No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it
y la quería abrir, que era lo peor, quería abrirla. Eso es todo.
Louis, I am proud of you. You
Gracias.
came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
¿Será que sí? No
You taught me
creo.
everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure.
Era una muchacha aventurera, ¿cierto?
We came
Era
across an
aventurera.
ancient grimoire that became unlocked, composed of 7 parts. Each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
Con Mortimer.
You mean
Mortimer.
Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
¿Qué edad tenías? ¿Qué
He
edad
was already
tenías?
old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
No, se
And you
negó.
refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just
Tenaz.
missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase.
Uy,
In
en Londres.
1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
En
8
India.
years ago in Venice.
We agreed
Venice.
never to speak about what happened in Venice,
Insist.
Louis.
You agreed. And that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait. The baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It
¿Qué
was
tal, ah?
precisely to save him from his father.
Meet
Fuck
after
his
night,
father!
his mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Alazif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute. One last thing.
Y los cañones de Bonaparte. ¿Qué le pasó a Elizabeth?
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
Necesito saberlo,
Sorry,
carajo.
But I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
¿Quién la mató? ¿Quién la mató?
Absolutely not.
¿Qué le pasó a Emma?
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
De acuerdo. No puedo. No tengo agua del camión, entonces no puedo. No puedo. No,
All right,
de acuerdo.
but you're not getting away with it so lightly. Once we get back to Paris, be sure I won't be letting it go.
We'll see in Paris then.
¿Qué hacías con el Asif y
What
Bonner?
did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
¿Y los cañones de
What was
Bonaparte?
going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Adelante. Otros. Encontré tu carta en el embarcadero.
Samuel Ritter du Choix. You wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel, but frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
¿Por qué escondiste tus pertenencias en el
You know, I
embarcadero?
found your package under a wharf plank.
As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I wasn't expecting anyone to take it.
La carta de
On the
Piaggi.
evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
Tu mano.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that, I shall show you.
Volver. ¿Por qué? Volver. Adelante, está bien.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
Por esto precisamente. Ahora toca encontrar unas cosas
There.
importantes.
That's why we are here.
Hemos terminado del episodio 3, la parte 2 de Cara. La primera parte del episodio 3 de Ripley's era el cónclave. Y la segunda parte del episodio 3 es Cara. Estos es el capítulo 9, que en realidad son como 16 capítulos, divididos en 5 episodios, y cada episodio tiene ya 5 o 4 capítulos. Entonces, Cara superada, he conseguido pasar por los aposentos de Napoleón Bonaparte sin llegar ni rastro. He protegido una de las gemelas Hillsborough. He ido a ver a la multitud frente a la habitación de Lady Hillsborough. Caminos alternativos. Podría haber sido testigo de la determinación de Napoleón Bonaparte. Podría haber hablado con el cardenal Piaggi sobre sus motivaciones. Podría haber obtenido información acerca de Alcif. Podría haber accedido a la habitación de Jack Sparrow a través del balcón. No pude hacerlo. Acá terminamos Cara a Cara, y les doy un consejo. Hay momentos en este juego que uno aprende cosas de la realidad. Personas que utilizan diferentes shows, teatros y diferentes engaños para desviar las verdades, llevarnos a otros puntos, manipularnos. Entonces hay que estar con el ojo fino y estar detallando claramente las cosas. Bueno, y no siendo más, como siempre digo, no califiquen por corral, no califiquen por número, no compitan con los demás, compitan consigo mismos. Y ahí está este video, maravilloso, excelente, genial. Espero les esté gustando el Council, una maravillosa historia. Pero vamos a equipar las cosas que toca equipar. Entonces, nivel 11 para el nivel 12, 3097 de experiencia toca tener. Objetivos completados, 2413 puntos. Rasgos desbloqueados, 102 puntos. Rasgos del personaje revelado, 57 puntos. Objetos encontrados, 114 puntos. Vamos a ver qué puntos desarrollamos. Entonces vamos a ver, aquí falta, de aquí faltaría esto, y aquí faltaría esto. Listo. Ahora vamos a ver si tengo que equipar un libro.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force
Pero
that, are we?
ahorita.
I don't think we're even capable of doing. You're going to have to find a way to
Why, of course. And what's
Se
inside?
está trabando el video.
something to vanquish them.
Perfect. So, how does it open?
Vamos a grabar aquí porque siempre que grabamos se reanuda la conversación y algo pasa. Entonces, para mejorar aquí vamos a grabar aquí. Entonces aquí nos despedimos de este video muy importante y muy preciso. Hasta el próximo video.